That's Karen. You will see her later on. This is actual leadership training up here, close by here in this church. It's a church by the Pentecostal church, and you did very well. Supposed to be coming here this afternoon to assist us, but unfortunately, there's some kind of conflict. Okay, witnessing is like a flying in an airplane. Have you been in an airplane before? Everybody, I guess, you were not able to come here without an airplane, right? I believe you did not need the boat, the ship. Is that correct? Sometimes Filipino are hard to pronounce like me. Is it sheep or ship? Sheep. Sheep. Okay, sheep. Yeah. Sheep. Okay. So like for example, there's a lady is Filipino, right? And so she was in front of students, right? It was the first time. She said, "Go from now on, class. Don't interchange F to P and P to F." And then she said, "Did you get my point?" And so sometimes I do that, right? So bear with me if I pronounce it well, and my wife will come up here, you pronounce it very badly. So, yeah. Sheep or sheep? Sheep. Sorry, is that correct? Mary, is it correct? Mary Grace? Sheep? No, he said no. What is it? What the hell is it? Shepherd. Okay, it's easier to the shepherd. Sheep. Okay, I got it. I got that technique. Good. Now from now on, I will not say shepherd or sheep. I will say both. It's easy. So that mistake. Remember Era? Remember Era?
Yeah.
He said, "What's your favorite color?" I said, "Fuchsia." I said, "Fuchsia. Can you explain it for me?" "Oh, no. I don't like fuchsia. I like red." Because it's easy to spell, right? R-E-N-D. She doesn't know what to spell, right? So I'm not using sheep now. I'm using boat. Yeah. A big boat. Yeah, a big boat. Okay. Now, so when start conversation with a person, you need to share the gospel. It's like flying an airplane. You need to know that takeoff. How takeoff is to go up in the sky, right? And also how to land, right? Those are very important ingredients in elements of flying an airplane. Of course, in the middle, you need to know how to drive, to move the airplane. That's why you're learning the 5 fingers, right? And so now, taking off. What does it involve in taking off? Taking off, things that leads us into sharing the gospel. It's like an introduction. We don't ask a question right away. We need to start conversing with a person, we need to marinate. We don't before barbecuing, we need to marinate, sometimes it takes 1 day, sometimes 2 days, sometimes it takes just few minutes, right? So, but starting conversation is very important so that it leads us to share the gospel. That is to create a flight. That's what we learn in the 5 fingers. We need also how to land, and we will talk about that later on. So we'll just be focusing on how to take off. All right. How to take off. This is like an icebreaker versus engaging question. We start with engaging question, like conversation with a person that you meet or a person that you know already. Questions that are about their life. Example. Tell me about your work. Tell me about your family. Tell me about your troubles. Tell me about your hobbies. You're Filipino, and I'm one of them. Tell me about your families. How many kids you have? It's like, I have 2, and I have Andrew and Megan. Megan, she knows how to play piano, and she knows how to sing well. She's a composer, she's a teacher. So on and on without asking. That's how we do as Filipino. And then my son Andrew is a manager. He would like to talk. He would like to talk about our family. And if we ask people, they like to talk. They like to talk. We like to, especially when we ask family. And so those are what we call, tell me about your work. Your troubles. You ask for troubles. He then said, okay. And then asked, where did you go? How's your trouble? And you are my co-worker. How's your trouble? I heard that you went to Jamaica. How was it? It was fun. Did you see the black people there? Yeah, of course. Yeah, so that kind Don't start a conversation, and then also the hobbies. Okay, let me see. Oh, Ryan, you did well. I think you are going to gym regularly, right? Yeah. So how was it? Can you the cardio or maybe build muscles? What do you get? Oh, right, wait, yeah. So looks like we start, people who are engaged. I have, there's one person who became Christian. Seemingly shy when we went there on the chapter. I have him with me. We were asking, what's that engaging? Was shy, right? When I saw in the house, there was like a mumble, what do you call this? Oh, Cynthia, you are doing some kind of exercise. Oh yeah, we start now. We start engaging now because that's his passion to exercise. So I asked him, so what do you do? I go there every day and then keep on going on and on. Yeah, so that's how we try to engage the people who will be engaging. Think of something that they interest and then you build on that. Yeah, sometimes the conversation will take a few minutes, even an hour before even presenting the gospel. But it's okay. So that's how do we do it? Question about the circular life, as I mentioned a while ago. Again, it's a gesture transition. So after asking the person, and then you would ask what we call suggestion transition question. The transition is something to move into the launch question. So there are two major parts of the conversation. The launch question is then the second one, engaging question. Engage, and then you have to launch. And this are the questions that you need to use. Example, it sounds like, for example, okay, Beck, how's your children? Beck? Yeah. I've seen you, I think I met you one party before, one of the parties. You said you're from, where are you from? Pangasinan, Ilocano rin, from Pangasinan, yes. So when did you come here? 19?
Forgotten.
No, we forgotten, but in 2000, I said 2000. Yeah. And so, how's your life right now? So how are you doing right now?
I guess great surviving.
You're surviving. Sounds like you are enjoying. You like Canada, right? Because if you don't like Canada, you must have gone home. Yeah, you like it. It sounds that you are enjoying Canada. Right? Is that correct? That correct?
Actually.
Yeah, never been back now. Oh, it's been 20 years, right? We need to go back now. So yeah. So you would say if the person you are conversing give you a good answer, that for example, I have a good time in Jamaica. Oh, it sounds really well. It appears that you enjoy your time there. You follow up. And then you would say, my life right now is sounds like, I just lost with dad. So bad that I cannot go home. Because I work, and you would say, sounds must be hard. So you empathize the person. Right? So if it's good news, then you also acknowledge that's a good news, but also when they give you a responsive value, they don't empathizing. It must be, you are nurses here, and you heard that, even pastor say that it must be hard. So now on the transition, right? You are first is the engaging, now you are the transition. Now we are now going to the what's the next one now? Last question. So this is the last question. We will be using a scale of 1 to 10. Have you heard about this scale 1 to 10? A scale of 1 to 10? Scander, that's correct. Scander knows this one. Scale 1 to 10. Nurses, doctors use this one. But this is downgrade. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how fulfilling would you say your life? A scale of 1 is bad, very bad. Maybe you have a death in family, and maybe the people would say 5. 5 would be, Carla would be so. Sometimes good. Sometimes my wife is good to me. Doesn't pick. Sometimes it's bad. When I do, mess up the house, pep. So sometimes it's 5. So because it's so in Canada, right? Yeah. And also 10. People would say 10. Because people would, why? Because, I have, I married the right person, was my former class, my classmate, and now we are married, and now we are looking forward for a baby, 3 months old. Wow, that's a good life, right? Yeah, it's a good life. So stand, we're here to stand. So whenever they say that, for example, maybe 1 or 2, why? Why is it? Because they're trying to engage, trying to find out why is it 1. So you need to explain what is 1, what is 5, what is 10, or in between. Like for some people would say, oh, maybe 6. Why? Because I'm still sponsoring my husband, taking a while. So somewhat like that, somewhat 6. It's not going up yet. So now, the first question would be, if God, what might move closer to them? People would say, oh, hopefully my girlfriend say to me, yes, we're going to get married, something like that. Or maybe my grade will go up. I will be able to pass my exam, something like that. And then maybe this year I will be able to graduate, something like that, to make it 10, closer to 10. And then you would ask, if God is more part in your life, will it move, way or another? What do you think? Now you're gradually getting closer to the spiritual condition, the spiritual conversation. Before it was a secular, now gradually we're talking about spirituality. We're asking about God. Will God be more part of your life? Would it go this way? Would it go up? Would it go down? People, in my experience, people would say, regardless of religion, they would say, of course it will go up. People go to church. I think that's brother, that's a monitor for diabetes, right? No, it's not. No. Oh, that's his 14. Mine is not happening yet. Yeah, because he just had pandesal from Ensimada from Mendoza, so we'll blame Mendoza. I don't know, maybe you took 3. We all supposed to be 1. Agnes, I was supposed to be 1. I think you took 3. Yeah, so that's why it's up now. You need to insulin now. So what I'm trying to point is that in this way, we're trying to engage now. Close. Then you would ask this question. You have to ask your question because now you're engaging. You didn't start the 2 diagnostic questions. Remember, if you ask to start with 2 diagnostic, people will be relaxed. When people can, and then you say, "Are you crazy? I don't know what you're talking about." But when you start conversation, getting to know the person, and acknowledging his joy, and also acknowledging his struggles, then you become friends. That's why friends will not take long. If the person will see that you are engaging, you are concerned. So now what happened is that you may ask now, asking the 2 questions, you said, in the Bible it says, I have come that you might have life, and that you might have it abundantly. So the first book that I will use, and they're going to respond that one. And then now, you will ask me, I ask you a question. Are we getting the point? Are we getting it? Yes. So now, it's just picture in mind when you quoted Brother Ramon, right? Ramon, you want to see it? No. Oh, in the back. Oh my goodness! Wow, you're unseparated. But later on, you're going to be divorcing. And so before what's your name, sister? Lorraine. Sister Lorraine, before you said yes to him. She did a lot of things. He did a lot of things. Like maybe write a letter, maybe send a chocolate. Did you send chocolate? No. No. So you are trying to, you didn't say I love you one day enough. That's impossible, right? You need to show the person, you need to engage the person, you engage the person. Then later on, you can ask them, you marry me? And if it's proper now, it's fine, then yes. Same thing here. You have to engage first, befriend the person. And then if you are now have confidence, the right to say, may I ask you a question? Okay. Would you not marry you? No, so I would say, sister, again, Marlene. So after you engage, gates. Yeah, after the gates. May I ask you a question? Sure. The first question is, when you come to place, in your spiritual life, you look for certain that it's that in practical happen to you today, are you sure go to heaven? Yes. That's good. You know, the Bible says that you can be sure that is why the Bible is written, so that we know that we can have eternal life even right now. That's what. Okay, so the second question. May I say, before that, I would say, may I share with you how I become certain that if I die today, I'll go to heaven. But before I will ask you that question, may I ask you another question? May I ask you another question, Brother Joel? As your husband and wife, right? Yes. Okay, yes, they are husband and wife. See how they now and separately. So may I ask you a second question? Yeah, sure. Okay. So, suppose something tragic happened to you today, and you stand before God, and God will ask you, Joel, why should I let you come to heaven? What would you say? That's great. So seemingly, based on what we have seen, heard, studied, that we become doctors, nurses. And what's the diagnosis here between this? Based on their answer. What's your diagnosis here? Okay, Dr. Faye, because there's a lot of Faye here. Okay. Dr. Mary, what's your diagnosis based on their answer? Marilyn said, yes, I'm going to heaven. And then Joel said, because I accepted Jesus Christ. And what is your diagnosis? Is he a Christian or not Christian? Christian, good diagnosis. You are a very good doctor. You know, now, what is now the treatment? Okay, let's go back here. What's the treatment now? He's a Christian, seemingly Christian, right? We call it so again, let me see. Marife, what is your treatment here? Are you going to be Ortal, Tylenol, or Assessor? What is your Okay, Bible study. Yeah, that's a good one. So based on he's a Christian, so how would you prove that he's a Christian? Yeah, so what you will do? Yeah, good. Your Bible study. Then, what's your diagnosis here? The Christian, and then what's your treatment? Okay, that's good. Those are different. You are copy-paste, no? Okay, so Jim, what is your diagnosis here? What is your treatment? You know that you're Christian, then you ask it, huh? Wow, that's how they become. Remember that how to die and be treated, how did they become a Christian? Ask them for testimony. How did that happen? Parang yung saan kasama mo, brother? Kaya agree. Parang ka lagi kasama. Siya ba nanligaw? Paano ba nangyari yun? Paano ka nagkaroon ng anak? Paano ka nagkasawa? Ano mo yun? Kasi nilawag mo lang kung yung sister siya. Nilawag ka siya yung, no? So I said yes, okay. So for that, Marife, I give you, saan na si Pen? Ging. Okay, so that's free. Free is like a give number. It's free. All right. So we are now on the two question now, right? So now we are asking questions. We ask two questions. Okay. Okay. Now let's talk about the springboard, because during conversation we can pick some words or areas that we can transition that the sharing with us. Springboard. What is springboard? Consider use of springboard into the gospel presentation. So what is springboard? Springboard is a beginning point, jumping off. It's like when you go to diving. There was to lift you up. Yeah, to lift you high. And then something that helps us launch an activity, enterprise project, or anything. And evangelism, we use that so that we will be able to jump. We will be able to jump off and begin sharing the gospel. We need this springboard. We need to be, how do you word that out? What's the word now? Sensitive. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, sensitive. You got it. Sensitive. We must be sensitive, observant when we are talking to a person. Alright? So what type of springboard? Tragic event, special holiday, like for example, we're talking about Christmas. You know, that's a springboard. You know what this Christmas is all about? It's about the birth of Jesus Christ. We used to be homestaying family. We allow ourselves to be a host family for international students. Doesn't speak English, but we took that opportunity to share the gospel. There was one time we took a party, a Christmas party. These are all Japanese students. We asked them, do you know what is Christmas party? They don't know about. They know Christmas about big cake. So that was a springboard for me. Would you like us to share with you about Christmas? Yes. So we share the gospel. And so now, special holiday, getting to the elevator. So now, for example, with your elevator, this elevator will go up. It doesn't go down. Where will go? Something like that. So there are many close to call, something there. Yeah, something there. In Italy, when we were there, we met a person who was waiting for the subway, and they got engaged to him. And then I almost died with liver cancer. I almost died, and I asked him, if you die at that point, will you know what for me? Oh yeah. Into his eyes. That's a big question. I don't know. So I started giving a presentation, but then unfortunately, the subway came already, so we didn't have much time. So just look at that. Yeah, the wait for prayer, we did a prayer, scale 1 to 10, we did that already. Others like this one, just to give you a quick example. My wife and I, whenever we go out, we pray and God will give us an opportunity to share the gospel. So this is what happened. My cell phone got broken. Went to the Philippines. It doesn't work anymore. So I came here and I went to they said you have to go to what do you call it? Mall. How do you call that?
Pacific Mall.
No, the mall here. No, the name was the Apple Store.
Apple
They said they cannot fix it. Go to Pacific Mall. Anyway, and so we need to do something. We need to buy, I think we need to buy a paper cover at PND at 30 Mall. And so what happened? We went there. We don't sell. We're so frustrated. And then I said, we will just eat here. So there's a food court there. We eat there. And then there was a lady. This was the lady that came to us. And then there was a lot of vacant table there. And he came to us. She, Filipino are good with he or she. It reminds me when I called the doctor, on-call doctor, and I asked the doctor again, call back. And I said, Dario, this is Dr. Smith, and what do you want? Oh, I have a patient, Mrs. Berry, and he started vomiting. Dario, he said, Dario, is he or he or she? You're saying he or she. Is he? No, he. Oh, no, I'm sorry. So, yes, that's not how they take. Yeah, wait, where are we now? Okay, so this lady came to us. I believe it was a divine appointment. She came to us, and with other table that was vacant. And so, she sit with us and start conversing with her, my wife and I. It took us an hour. And then, my wife said, where's your husband? Oh no, I asked him, where's your husband? He said, he's dead, but he is in heaven. My wife looked at me, oh, this is a springboard, heaven. And then my wife asked, if you told him if you feel like your husband is going to heaven, how about you? Are you going to heaven? No, I'm not going. This is my husband, he's reading the Bible. So would you like to share the gospel? You share the gospel. 1 minutes. The lady in the middle of the crowd, she prayed my wife with her in with tears in her eyes. 91 years old. receive the Lord Jesus Christ because we are intentional, because we are, what's that say again? We are sensitive to the videos in this useless springboard in the person in Christian. Thank God for those inconvenience. My son was dead, and he went there, and then this person became a Christian. So those are the springboard that we can use when we converse with people, our friends, you know. I believe there's a lot of springboard that you can pick those ones because those are springboard. It might not come back anymore, right? And so, what's your story? You need to have a story, God's story. I believe each one have God's story, and that's why people will be attracted when we tell story, because that's the story. It's a big example of God's goodness and greatness in our lives. If they don't see that one, they will not be attracted. So that's why when we converse with people, share your life. Share your life. It is impossible for people to share that without sharing your life. It makes sense? If you are not open to share your life, how would you expect them? But when you are open, especially with friends, families, even strangers, when you open your life to them. Like for example, people are having problems with, remember those scale worker? They have problem with jobs. They have problem with financial. They have debt. And you have the experience, you would tell them, I know what you're feeling. But don't fabricate. I know your dad passed away. Don't tell them, my dad too passed away, but your dad's still alive. And what I'm trying to say that you have to engage with the same conversation that we are talking right now. Don't engage to other conversation that is outside the topic, and the person will be attracted. So that one, share something about your personal spiritual life before asking someone about this. Like first two questions, those are personal. But when you engage the person, you engage and become friends with the person, open the person, they will engage with you. And it happens to me. And I believe some of you and many of you have done this before. And so, in how to make testimony, you can scan, I think it's in your manual. So next to this one, we will then be engaging, right? That's why we have pen, we have manual. But you can scan this one, it's in your manual, scan that one, and how to make testimony. We don't have much time to do that. In our clinic, we will learn how to do this one. So how to make a testimony. It's not a testimony of like monologue testimony. It's a testimony, it's like a dialogue, it's a conversation. It's not a long story. It's not a long testimony. It's a short testimony. Because what happened, especially ladies, for these ladies, when my wife would say, let's go to the mall to shopping, make sure that it is shopping. It's not shopping. Shopping is long. Shopping. So, yeah. But anyway, in the clinic, we will be learning this one because people were interested to go into the clinic. We will be learning one. Meanwhile, you can scan this one for free. So now, why may I ask you a question? You are always get permission to ask personal questions, and you will never be seen as being pushy or trying to push religion down someone. So that's why we ask you always ask questions. May I ask you a question? May I share with you? Always use the word may I. You ask permission to the person before you even share the gospel. May I share with you the good news? Okay. All right. So this is now the first two diagnostic questions. Remember also, if you can memorize this in your booklet, if you can memorize this better, it's good. And then later you can paraphrase this one. But for now, for the sake of our training, memorize the one. Memorize these two questions. Believe it's not hard for you. For us as seniors, it's hard. Because our nerve cell or the brain cells start to straighten out. But for you, this group, it is not hard for you. Yeah, see, marriages, no, it's not hard. Your company, yeah, very good. Okay, so now, so you repeat, right? So say, you have something, please. Okay, next. Okay, or is this not something that you can say working on? The second, these are the questions, so different, yeah. So these are just the two questions. So now, those to the half of the American wonder if they will go to heaven when they die. It's about how many? 37%. How often do you wonder if you were to die today? Do you know for sure that I would go to heaven? Among Americans, I think including Canada, I think there are no people who say 30 seconds. No. Okay, so now, so after you ask the two diagnostic questions, you would say, I write these things so that you may know that you have eternal. Remember that in between of the first and second, whatever their answer to the first question, you would say, I write this thing. The Bible says that we can be sure, it's not a hope-so idea, we can be sure that even now we can have eternal life. Based on their answer to the first question. Remember, whatever their answer, yes, no, I don't know, you would say this one. I write this thing, don't mention, because I know in this one, through Jesus Christ, but don't mention about the word Jesus here. Because if you say the word Jesus, they know already how to get to heaven. So it's just like a, parang climax, I don't know the word Tagalog. Yung, parang they won't parrot your parrot your answer. So don't mention. You just say, sa Biblia sinasabi ito na tayo na meron. Okay, wala na assurance yan. Sure yan. So now, so this is the second question now, right? Yeah. What would you say? Those are the two questions.
I would hope so.
I don't know. That'd be up to him, I think. This judgment, I guess.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Same thing, because I'm a good man.
A good man.
Yeah. I wouldn't even have to answer. I wouldn't have a good reason. Right.
Okay, so those are the video that shows us that there are many answers to the first question. Okay, so now what we will do now, whatever their answer, you would say, always repeat and confirm their answer to the second question before you say the gospel. It's like, for example, so you say that you're going to heaven, is that correct? Maybe, yeah? So you repeat and confirm your answer. And then, well, you said that if God will ask you which is the last time, then you say, because I accept Jesus. Is that what you say? Yes, you confirm it. Confirm and repeat your answer to the first question. Okay, makes sense? Makes sense. Okay, makes sense. So now, we will have, so maybe later on, we will have a demo. I think we will do it now, huh? We'll do it now after this one. Okay, we'll do quickly, so we will have demonstration on the start and also to do diagnostic testing. Right? Alright, so meanwhile, okay, I mentioned this here before. Clear diagnosis is the first step or key towards proper treatment and care. We ask the two questions, next question, to determine where a person is spiritual. Okay, now let's have a review. Okay, now the first question, yes, and then the second one is trust in Christ. Who is this person? What's your diagnosis? Christian, yeah, most probably Christian. So now we will ask, as mentioned by when we will. What's the treatment? Ask for testimony. Okay, makes sense? Possibly Christian until we ask them, show me how you can be Christian. Alright? Okay, so now, another scenario. He said the first question was, no, I'm not going to heaven. And then the second would say, because I go to church, I do good works, I'm good to my mom, I'm good. So which is this person? Is it Christian or not? No. Not Christian. So what is your treatment if he's not Christian?
Witness.
Share, yeah. So I wish I can give you all the ball pen, right? But everybody majority say yes, yeah. You're good. You are good doctors, good nurses, and good mechanics. All right, now treatment is to share the gospel. Okay, third scenario. Yes, he said, yes, I'm going to heaven. Get trusting soul, like the Pharisee, So which is this person? Who is this person? Christian or not? I'm good. They would say, oh, I'm good, but I'm right. We're wrong, we're right. Yes. Self-righteous. Yeah, so that's the diagnosis. If there are self-righteous, They don't recognize the death, the work of Jesus Christ. Going to heaven is by themselves. Share the gospel. Okay, the last point. Last scenario. Let me see. No, I'm not going to heaven. The second question, which is different. Trusting in Jesus Christ. Why? It's conflicting, right? The first one, yes, that's right. What is your diagnosis, Dr. Snyder? Christian or not Christian? Christian. Oh, Christian. That's good. Christian. Let me see. Christian. Let me see. Yeah. It's Christian, but love assurance. Yeah. But you're right. You're right. Love assurance. So what should we do? Share the gospel or teach him or assure him.
Assurance.
Share the gospel.
Assurance.
Okay. Yeah. You shared with somebody who made an answer, quick answer. All right. So love of assurance. If you love assurance, then you assure them. If your husband, your wife, oh, I think you don't love me anymore. You don't even bring me to the program. It seems that I'm already out of the place. And so we ask you, I love you. Mommy, I love you. Show me. So we need to build assurance to that person because lack assurance. A lot of people lack assurance because of some circumstances, like my brother. He got to the depression, almost killed himself. And then I have to, work with him, back to the Philippines, have to reassure him that we love him. And the family left him because of the condition. But I have to reassure him. And I asked him, with this condition right now, are you sure we're going to heaven? Because I should have asked him to become a person. I don't think so. I don't think so. With my problem, I'm not sure myself. I said to him, you are a Christian. You still have true love. God loves you. So I reassure him. Now he's well. Went back to work, now he's still going to church. So there are people like that because of the problem. They simply lack this assurance. We need to build them up. So we will be able to meet these people in our church, even in the church. Maybe some people doesn't have assurance. Until we ask them these two questions. Sometimes we are reluctant to ask. Maybe they are offended, but we need to ask them. That is why in our church, before we went out, our team asked them these two questions. We share the gospel, and you will be amazed that a lot of people lack assurance, even not Christian. Just last weekend, we went to one church, and one of the prospects, we said to them that we will just bring the people within the church. We don't know. So they brought about, how many of them? 7 or 8 people, and two people become Christian. One of them are doing the piano. He was doing piano. And we asked a question. My wife was in his group. I don't know. I'm glad you asked this question, but I don't know. Could you imagine doing the piano? Belong to worship team is not a person. So we share the gospel to him, accepted Jesus Christ. And the pastor was so glad that we did this in our church. Today in our church as well, there are many people who are not Christian, they are not even not assured. We target those people, and it's good that we do that. The way that we love them. We don't want them to serve the Lord, that they are born with the Lord. In our church, there's also one drummer. New in the church, we didn't have the time to approach him in the gospel, but I told the pastor, we need to talk to this person. Because he said that we don't allow churches in the Philippines, and we asked the person, he's not a person. He accepted the Lord, and now God is using him mightily. So that's what I'm trying to point, the importance of diagnosing a person.